Question number 2 is just few clicks. So if I've given, for question number 2, 10 minutes, it's not more than 2 minutes. Even in sudo typing also, it's not more than 5 minutes. So, how many of you, satisfied or agree with me? How many of you? Question number 1 is something that you have to just perform in that much very simple steps. See, it's very simple. Done. 5 minutes was more than enough. If you're not agree with me, just say no in the chat window. If yes, then say yes, so that you can realize how you should perform, questions. And we have already discussed all these things, right? That generating pod from this thing. See, it got created, it got tested as well. That means yes, it's working fine. Okay. Now moving on to the question number 2, and this 2 is 3. Custom scheduling. Write pod file with this. Okay, where the name is this, and you have to use your own image that you pushed on question number 1. Let's say I push something. So first of all, I have to give this one. Okay, pod label everything, and it must be scheduled on the minion node 2. Now the big thing is, first of all, let's create run this -- image. Let's say I have pushed docker asu ckad version 2 -- port 80 -- dry run -oyaml and q3.yml. Okay, so it was q3.yml, and now I'm gonna open this. See, first of all, I'm gonna change this label without any problem, and I'm gonna take this label, and definitely you have to replace this with your own username, right? So if your username is pykid, it would have been, ad hoc column pykid3 q3. Okay, now the thing is, if you right now, if you create this pod, right, it must host web2 configured in the docker image. Okay, nothing, right? If you create this pod right now, it is going to schedule randomly. So what you need to do, you need to just get nodes, and you need to schedule in the worker minion node 2, where the minion node is 1, 2, 3, it's 2. And you don't need to hit this command because this is already given in the URL. Right now I just removed it, but here it was given. So you need to take this. Maybe now you can take time to figure out. See, now you can take time to figure out how we can schedule it manually. Okay, so here by default scheduling is automatic, right? You have to think what, for example, let's say you don't know about how we schedule it manually to a particular node. So think for a while. If you are a Kubernetes client and this is your master and these are worker nodes, okay, master has a component called kube scheduler. When you are giving a pod, then kube scheduler is randomly choosing any of the node, let's say minion node 3, to schedule your pod here. Okay, so if scheduler is scheduling somewhere in the minion node, so it must be written somewhere under etcd how it is scheduling. See, so if I can refer from my question number 1, and I can check under which minion it got scheduled. So get node 104 means minion number 3, but I need to schedule here. Okay, now I can ask to Kubernetes master, give me more detail about this running pod. Get pod name, and if I'll hit enter, right, just keep scrolling this information. Somewhere it is written a keyword called node name. Okay, now the node name is keyword that you can define the IP address of the minion. Okay, so what you need to do here under question number 3, this question can take time, I agree. Okay, and here I'm just having node name keyword, and then to node number 2 space this, and yes, boom, it got created. Fine. So if you see here, get pod and get nodes, get pod -o void. So number 2 is running on 77. Okay, so the keyword that you have to figure out either by googling or something, that was a node name property. It will schedule it, likewise. Anyway, but whosoever figured out, it's good, but if you have not, but it was that much easy anyway. And I think now it's time for creating service. It's very much easy. Fine. And here is node some custom range from here to there. So it was very easy. Vector create service node port -, port. Sorry, service name is this -, TCP 80 -, node port. Let's say I'm giving 32,190. Okay, and -, dry run -, and then I can just hit q3 svc.yml. q3 svc.yml here, and I'm just going there, remove this selector and putting the same label that I've given in my pod right there. See, now this is the node port keyword. What you have to do, maximum people just ignore this step. They think, or they are understanding, no, I mean, why the hell we need to customize it? So you could have done this, and it's pretty easy. Okay, now create -f q3 service.yml, right? They're saying invalid range, so I think I have to give 303.300.19, any number that is not created yet. See, it got created, svc, and here 30019, and if I access it 30019, it got successfully accessed. Fine. So figuring out is a big thing in Kubernetes world, and that's question number 1 done, 2 done, 3 done, right? Fine. So I can understand question number 3 was a bit not that much tricky, but yes, but I mean, you can understand. Fine. It was not that much hard to, figure out, or you could have just Google custom port on node port in Kubernetes. So as of now, just let me know, are you guys are understanding this solution also at least? You have not performed well, that is a different point, but you are understanding the solution. Here there is no change except this node name property and node port. Okay, so say yes in the chat window if you understand the solution. Alright, and you can revise this session, and you can reperform it on your own local Kubernetes cluster on Minikube, right? So just to increase your confidence in your Minikube, reperform this question, reperform all questions and solutions also. You can watch this video again to reperform it, right? So that is my question number 3. Now talking about question number 4. So alright, so if I just go to question number 4, it was a very short question. I mean, nothing you have to do, because about replica set I have already told you. You just have to Google it and just create a replica set. Simple. So you had session. I think question number 4 is not a problem for anyone. The image you can use of your question number 1, and replica set I have given an example in your YouTube. And what else you can use, you can refer, is this Kubernetes repo, right? You could have used this to figure out how exactly we should write replica set, and see replica set, number of replicas, how many you want, and just you have to change that image name. That's it. Image name. Everything was perfectly correct, because you are allowed to search on Google for any definition if you're not understanding. So question number 4, that maximum people have not performed it well, and the answer is written right here. Just have to change the image name. So I mean, I don't have to discuss this, right? So Chinmay, you can just only use the master as a node name property, because it has only single machine. So is question number 4 I need to discuss or not, or it's all fine, right? Because it's all about, so say yes for question number 4. I don't need to discuss it. It has a very direct solution. You don't have to worry that much. Say yes in the chat window if you are very much agreed, because it is somewhere that is written here. Okay, all fine. And yes, you can think about when you are allowed to open Google and replica set, maybe you are not very much satisfied or very much okay with the definition. You can use this, so it's all fine. So question number 4, and if you're copying it from Google, I don't think so 10 minutes is not enough for replica set. So it's done. Deployment, I'm not taking the session of deployment yet, but it is very similar. So I'm just avoiding this one, because I'll teach you what is deployment, but it's very similar. If you can Google, it's very similar. So I'm just done already. Check. Okay. Now this configure portainer in KDS. Write a pod name portainer.yml, where the pod name is ad hoc 6. The range of portainer is this. Okay, so first of all, it is very easy. Kubectl run this image portainer / portainer -- port 9000 -- dry run --oyml and portainer.yml. So first of all, this is right here, and the label you have to give is right there. Okay, now if you see here, it's written Docker image you can use portainer / portainer. Yeah, a portainer container must be shipping on minion node 3. So definitely under specification, if you go here, node name and kubectl get nodes, node 3. Okay, so here it's fine. So let me just create that, apply or create -f, and that's it. So it is going to, yes, it's running. Now you have to create service. This of load balancer or node port type. You have to do is kubectl create service node port this -TCP. Here you have to write 9000 because you need to write the same port number -dry run -4yml and q6svc.yml. If you open q6.svc.yml, under this you can write the selector that is very much similar to the pod labels. Okay, kubectl create -s q6svc, and yes, I believe svc 31218. So it's right here, 31218, and that's it. You don't have to configure your portainer, you just have to run it. If this is visible, you know that it's done. So you don't have to do anything after this, because there's nothing like you need to just check it by accessing. It's working. So it was a very simple question. I am not giving question number 6 more than 5-minute time, because it was nothing new. We have used portainer for so many times. In a worst case, if you have ultra slow typing, even if you have ultra slow typing, then also 10 minutes is more than enough, because there is no chance of, error except this line. So at least you could have performed without this. Okay, 10 minutes is more than enough, right? No, we cannot use, because if you are exposing, you won't get this name. Exposing was not here. You need to create service. It's written already. Expose is not acceptable. So is 10 minute time is not enough? For question number 6, if you are agreeing with me, just say yes in the chat window, and please perform all these questions again in your local cluster. Fine. So reply with yes or no in the chat window. That yes, 10 minutes was very very much enough time for this question number 6, and definitely right. So it was way enough. But I don't know. See, now the questions, all the pods, and all the services are running very much fine.